Hey everybody, thanks for watching. I'm just about to get this live stream started, so bear with me because I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing. I'm not even exactly sure if I am live yet or not. And I need to pull up the video that I'm going to be talking about. So I got to do that. Be better golf. Yeah, I think I'm. All right, cool. I got that going. Now I need to make sure that I can see. It says live, but it's not public. Settings. There's a fly in here. It says live. Hold on, come here. I hit him, but I'm not sure. One viewer. I don't know if this is live or not. Let's go to Be Better Golf. Sorry guys, I don't know if this is live or not, and I'm not sure where the comments are and some other stuff. One watching now. Is that just me? Go ahead. Okay, cool. We're live. We are live. I don't know exactly how much this has gone out, but I got my comments over here. And all right, cool. So we're hanging out. This is like finally starting the video. Hey, everybody. Hey. I never want to start the video with hey, everybody. I went to the YouTube space and had a meeting with some people at Google and stuff, and they were telling me that that's a bad way to start a video. I don't want to be general to like, hey guys, or hey everybody. I just want to be like, hey, thanks for watching. Because I want to be specific to you, the person that's watching this video in your house or your office or wherever you guys are. Let me know in the comment section where you're watching from, because that helps me get a sense of where everybody is. Okay, closeout edits. We will get to your questions in a little bit. I know you got a slice with baseball grip. We'll get to that later. What this video is going to be about today is, if you guys saw that I did this video recently, which was called, can you see that? Yeah, there it is. Anyway, it's not coming up too good on this phone. I was trying really hard to get this OBS broadcasting software onto my computer so that I could get my screen to cast while you see me, but I can't get that working. And it's too late for me to try to figure that out. So what this video is going to be all about that disaster round after this swing change, which is funny because a long time ago, I put up, at first when I was thinking that I would be doing a YouTube channel, I thought that people would only want to see me playing really well or giving, you know, really good advice, or, you know, with real famous teachers. But I found out that some of the videos that do the best are things you would not expect, like that one video that I did. This was like a watershed moment in the channel, which was the one video I did where I was standing on the range for an entire bucket of balls, and I let the camera run for the entire bucket, and I just gave my thoughts later in a voiceover to what I was thinking on every shot. And that was actually really popular, got like, I don't know, 15,000 views in a week or something. And then I put up a video of me playing really bad like a year and a half ago at Skylinks, and people really liked that video. I don't know if they liked it, but it was like, it was really engaged, like lots of comments and things. And then recently I put up this video, this disaster video, and it got 10,000 views in the first day, and it has a ton of comments, and with 258 comments, with and each one of them is a different piece of swing advice. So we're going to be going through tonight. I'm going to be going through the different pieces of swing advice that I got through the video, and kind of my different thoughts about it, and also what I'm working on now, and how I'm sticking with this swing change. And I'll recap what that is, and then also the tweaks that I've been making. And Tony and I, my teacher Tony Lutzak from reactionarygolf.com, I have been kind of working together through FaceTime and through talking and stuff on how to really get my game to the next level. And for me, it's been I've been working on this really hard for the last 10 days. And I know 10 days in the course of golf is not that much, but I've been hitting a lot of balls right under my wedding ring. It's just like worn out. I've been hitting hundreds and hundreds of balls a day, and like really grinding at it, and trying to get it down. And finally today on the range, I had some really good swings. If you guys go to Instagram and follow me on Instagram, _golf show, that's usually where, when I practice, I'll put up 1 or 2 swings from that day's practice, and you'll see today's swing. It's kind of an almost Lucas Glover feel that I'm been doing. Not the part of Lucas Glover's. Yeah, and I know I'll help you guys in the chat as well. All right, folks. Thanks for watching. Okay, so let me get set up a little bit. It is what it is. All right, so let's go into your comments. So before we get into your comments, let me tell you what I'm working on. Okay, so in my golf swing, as has been forever, has always been, I take it back inside. Let me get up and show you guys this. I don't have this. Yeah, do I? Yeah. So I take it back inside like this, then the hands raise up, then the hands go out a little bit, just a little bit. It's like real slight. So the club head comes under, and the hands then go up. Then in transition, the club head lays off, and the hands come out a little bit in this kind of move. This is why I really don't like that shallowing the shaft stuff. Always gets, the more I think of shallowing the shaft, the more my arms go this way. And that's a dead pull and a shank for me. A dead pull if it's working okay, and a shank if it's really not. So that's what I do nonetheless. I go here and up, and then this, and then I rotate, and then I got to put a lot of down force into it to get back to the ball. And that's my big difference. So the swing change is trying to get my swing more there, then straight back. Rather than this and up and down, I'm trying to go more straight back and up and straight to the ball again. So for me, it feels like I'm going like this and this. So that has been the hardest part about that, bar none, is not even the takeaway, which is very difficult, but is the transition. This move is not something that I'm into. I know there's a lot of teachers, a lot of other people that are really trying to do this. I'm not trying to do that. So, so let's go into, so on that round that I had, that was a disaster. I mean, all in all, not really, because I did end up hitting some pretty good shots, but I hit a shank, and I've hit a lot of shanks. I was hitting a couple shanks, which kind of led to this swing change. And I was like, because I was shooting good scores. I shot a 73 with 2 shanks, but and 6 birdies, 7 birdies, but no, 6 birdies. But I was I could not live with these shanks. Just having that in, knowing that that's in the bag is disturbing, to say the least. So I had to make a swing change. And now I've really been hitting the ball erratically. So in this round that we're going to talk about, that you guys, a lot of you guys had watched my last vlog, you saw there was a ton of comments. So I'm going to try to go all the way back to the beginning and work through some of them, because I have thoughts on basically all of them. So if you left a comment on that video, keep your ears perked up. You'll probably hear it back here. Like I said, there's 260 comments now on that video, so I'm not going to get to every single one, but let's go through the comments. All right, so Justin Sterling said, all right, so this is on that vlog. All right, Isaac said, disaster happened to my game when I started taking lessons, but then once the change was made, it became more automatic after a lot of time. Yeah, it's going to take a ton of time, and a lot of times it's like, I don't know, it's always darkest before the dawn, maybe, because sometimes it feels like you're not getting any better at it. In the past, whenever I've tried to change this takeaway move and transit, but mostly when I've tried to change my takeaway, my initial takeaway move, and get more of a one-piece takeaway, I can get it down like enough to take a video of it, but I can't own it and like actually play with it for a while. And eventually I'll start playing it really bad, and I'll just give up on it and go back to what I was doing. So, all right. Thank you, Isaac. All right, Robert says, hint, only focus on the process, not the score, and you will find yourself reaching new highs. All right, so this is like a mental game strategy that a lot of people have been telling me to employ and to do more mental game stuff. But for me, there's no real point in having a mental game unless you're flushing the ball. If you're or hitting the ball pretty flush almost every time, then that's when golf really unlocks itself. I've been there a few times, and that's when you really need a great mental game, because then you can really go low and keep it together. But if mechanically you have a problem in your swing that you're dealing with, then you're just going to have to do mental gymnastics just to keep yourself somewhat on the course. And I'm not looking to do that. I'm looking actually to make a positive change in my motion. All right, no one I have found has such a personal golf channel, if that makes sense. Thanks for your hard work, B. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to. This is very much a personal journey. Yikes. Looks a bit of Mike Malaska may help. All right. So a lot of people said, like, go back to this teacher, go to this teacher, go to that teacher. So this is one of those kind of comments. Anyway, so the reason he's saying Mike Malaska is, I think, because Mike Malaska's move is kind of feeling like this on the way down. And if you guys can see, when I take my hands back, and I go like this, like that, tipping the shaft, notice that my hands don't go out that way when I do that. They go more down and diagonal. Even though the shaft is steepening, the hands are kind of taking a good path when you do that. So in that way, you can kind of see that. And when I lay the shaft off or shallow it like a lot of people want to, you can see the hands can get very much out. And that is the reason that some teachers that are becoming really popular now are doing this, but then they want everything really trailing in rotation. Because if they don't trail in rotation and they go out, then you'll shank it. So I didn't stick with the Alaska stuff beyond just I tried it when I was with Mike. And I worked with Mike about 8 hours, and I just it seemed like a road that was going to be really difficult to get down, and I knew that I wasn't going to be able to, like, you know, go back and forth and see Mike a lot, so I didn't want to get too into that. Okay, so all right, so then Scott, who came to one of our Be Better Golf schools, says, if there's one course to work on a new swing, thought it's not the bunker city of Skylinks, but those last few shots really did look and sound much better. Thanks, Scott. Yeah, there's bunkers everywhere in Skylinks, so whatever. I gotta do what I gotta do. Brandon, please get yourself a gimbal. It was very shaky there, and it was bouncing around, and it was shaking and bouncing around, and people wanted to see that. All right. All right, freeze 1 and 2 frames prior to impact. I would say that you are stuck with your right arm and your lower body stalls all through impact. No bueno. All right, so this is a comment from, I don't know, email from Scandinavia, who's been watching my channel forever. He's like a bodybuilder. Some moves that, all right, so some comments like are in the kind of the okay category, like, okay, I know I'm doing that. You know, what's your idea to help that? All right, so, but Emil actually gives some ideas. He says, some moves that help. Stop shifting left with hips through impact. Oh, okay. It aids rotation, which decreases risk of hands taking over. Stop shifting left with hips through impact. Okay. Backswing, less right arm external rotation and more right trap leads to right trap depression in downswing, which shallows the club. This is like another shallowing the club comment that doesn't help me. All right, good to see you can have a laugh about it, Les says. All right, maybe look at your pre-shot routine. Practice swing behind the ball to target line, then step in and hit it with the same swing without too much thought. Appreciate today was about using trades, so maybe it didn't help your rhythm. All right, yeah, my pre-shot, like I said, I have to. Yeah, David, that's what we're talking about. It's my last tough round, so we're going through the comments on that round. And since then, I've been hitting balls and working like a madman. I caught that fly. It's in my hand. I just felt it move. This is an amazing moment. I just felt it move. Where'd it go? That was like a Mr. Miyagi moment you guys saw there. Very weird, because I thought it was just air in my hand, and then I felt it buzzing. All right. Okay. All right. All right. Somebody said, I like how mentally you kept very level-headed through the rough moments. Very important. Yeah. That and $2 will get me a cup of coffee. This is why there's a beer cart girl. I never drink when I play golf, ever. I did one time. I had a beer. I think I had like half a beer or something. My dad said it would help me relax, and I made like a double or triple bogey when I first started playing. I was like, I'm never doing this again. I rarely drink, if ever, anyway. Okay, I actually like the vlogs at your local courses. It makes me, a lot of people have been complaining that I need to go play harder courses or further away courses. And it's just a difficult reality, which is more than anything. You know, it's just I'm trying to squeeze the golf into my life, so whatever. Okay, moving on. Some people never stick with what brought them to the dance. There's no such thing as a universally proper swing technique for everyone. You have the length. You have hit all the shots. Why keep tampering with technique? Well, all right, buddy. Oh, not buddy. All right, who said this? This is a really long one. Oh, Eddie Bro, who makes a lot of comments. This is really long. Let's just get the gist of this. From watching a few of your videos, Eddie's watched every video. I think your ability to read the lie and making proper distance choices seem to be a main issue for you more than swing technique. All beach shots should never be focused on the ball itself, but the depth you enter and maintain the apex and move through the sand. And the leading edge is other stuff he says. The club's leading edge traps the sand from fluid to person. Like, all right, thank you. I mean, he goes on. I mean, he worked hard at this post. You guys can't see, but this is Eddie's post here. It runs that entire thing and more. All right, so let's skip to near the end. You have enough technique. It's time for you to train your mind to be a weapon as much as any wedge in your hand. Work the short game. Yours stinks, to be frank about it. I think all these lessons and videos keep you from working the short game as much as you need to. And that is telling in your play. The first putt was under 8 feet, straight as can be, and you missed by a good 4 inches outside the cup from under 8 feet. That is rookie stuff, dude. All right, well, I don't know how helpful that was. You put a lot of work into this post, but as far as actionable advice, other than just like, yeah, he basically just wants me to golf my ball more, and I don't know. See, this like in the comments, I really appreciate all the comments you guys leave, and but no buts about it. I mean, I really appreciate it. But what I really appreciate is like actionable advice, like something I can do something about. Not nothing. I mean, I love all comments, but the stuff that says like, "Hey, you're over the top," or "Hey, you missed that putt by 4 inches," is like, okay, yes, I am. You know, now what? What do I do about that? This fly is back. I guess somehow I released him or he crawled out. Now I got him. Now, oh, that's disgusting. Now I got him. Hold on. All right. You guys see my torn up chair because my kids ripped my chair up. All right, let's move on. All right, the first thing that pops out to me is how far past your shoulder turn your arm swing is. 3/4 of your swing may help you with those longer shots. All right, so this is a really good insight by Nathaniel11. Basically, your golf swing, a lot of people say once your shoulders stop turning, like that should be the top of your swing. And if your shoulders turn, but then your arms keep going, that makes time really difficult. For me, trying to shorten my swing has been difficult, but has been very difficult. But it's something that's worth trying to get. All right, Santan, one of our female viewers who actually leaves comments all the time. Be Better Golf, the audience of Be Better Golf is 96%, maybe 95% male. So it's cool when the girls chime in. I just noticed at 12:51 when you were putting, it looked like you followed your ball with your head after you putted. Yeah, I do that sometimes. And that's why your ball went to the right of the hole. I look at the ball with my left eye. I'm right-eye dominant though. Forcing my head to look right and then putt. Oh, okay, so right. So then this forces me from following it. All right, that's a pretty good. See? Thank you, Santan. That's good advice. You are not going to consistently achieve the swing path you are trying for with the shoulder alignment you have. It is way too square. Check Carl Lothran's YouTube videos or pick up a copy of the book Getting Set for Golf. I am a longtime student of his, and the swing path you are trying for is exactly what he's taught for decades. All right. It's on the list. I'm always open to checking things out. Oh, well, it's not on the list. Sorry. Maybe I'll remember. Pencil doesn't work. All right, the par 3 shank was all right shoulder popping out on the downswing. My issues at times too. All right, so here, and then the right shoulder goes out. We know that, okay? I can't stop from doing it. For $1 million, I cannot stop that from happening. So that's what Tony and I have really been working hard on. being here. Like if I go here and I just clap, see how the right shoulder doesn't come out? But if I go to hit the ball, it'll always do that. You know, we want to be more like this. So that's what I'm working on. So that's one of those good observation, but a little, you know, a little more meat would be appreciated. Don't be afraid to just write something along in the comments. I read every single comment, including the live chat. I'm reading what's going on right now. So, hi, Brendan. From Patrick W. He says, I recently had similar issues you had in the downswing. My backswing isn't like yours, but I still made an initial move toward the ball with my hands in the downswing. What worked for me to stop was doing this. Focusing on keeping my back to the target just a little bit longer, at the same time letting my hands drop directly vertically down towards my back foot. Wake up. What's up? All right, towards my back foot before doing anything else with my hands. That takes a lot of patience, and I haven't been having great success with that. After completing that movement, I could then aggressively attack the ball using my trail arm, right armed. I like that. We like that, the right arm, dominantly, like I wanted to. Previously, I would just immediately attack the ball, starting with my downswing, making it so that I had a lot of corrections with my wrist to get a good strike and not hit a pull. I've always naturally closed the club face, so I was always a straight puller. So getting used to closing the face with that movement only took a small bucket. I don't want to do any of that, any closing or opening. I just want to go like this and this. This is the only thing I want my wrist to do. Infield. I don't want to do any of that. That I call Z motion. It's twisting. So I just want this spanking kind of feel. All right, these two thoughts got me from a 4-degree left path to a 2-degree right path, as well as shallowed the shaft a bit. That's what I've been trying, Patrick, real hard, is to go here and there rather than here and see that little move, this little twisty. I want to go here and there. But Patrick wants the hands to go vertically, and then that was a video I had a long time ago called Hip It and Rip It. I put it to my hip, and then I try to rip around. I don't like that. I like being here and here. At the end, I'll tell you guys what's been working for me since that disaster round. And yeah, Bulldog, I just made a comment about Alaska and why I did not go with that swing. I'm going to be going back out to do more videos with Mike, though. So maybe I can get more out of that. Okay, so old swing versus and new swing, swirling around, hard to take it to the course. Thank you. Says David Whitehead. All right, so all right, here comes. All right, this is a guy I actually talked to in the comments. Phil Kwan. A couple people on here were saying that I need to stand closer to the ball, but he didn't think so. He thinks that he's just talking about his own problems, trying to get more weight. People telling me what they're doing, unless like you're giving me like a resume of like who you are and stuff. It's like, although if you say like, hey, I had that problem and this is what worked for me and I got over it, it just to like out of the blue say, this is what I do. It's like, okay, well, did you have this problem? You got over it? Because this is a problem almost every golfer has at one point. Almost every beginner goes under and comes up. Some people like Ray Floyd can just be that good where, you know, they just live with that forever. But most good golfers at some point have to get over doing this under, like hands under and up and a little straight down. You know, very few good golfers who go under and up. You know, so most good golfers at some point have gotten over that, so that's a hurdle I'm trying to get over. Some days it doesn't matter what you do, it's just not your day, says Jotlam. And Matthew Solera says, just got to give yourself a break. It's impossible trying to make a swing change and put up a score at the same time. The brain starts crossing wires. I just don't want to hit any more shanks for the rest of my life. I don't want to hit another shank. Okay. I've always had that issue. It probably goes back to the way in college. Oh, that's from Ian Jones. Hey, Ian, thanks for making this comment. You go to the FSU library and check out all kinds of golf books. Ian has a similar issue to mine. Good player from Louisiana, came to our golf school. Okay, sometimes it looks like your head is the first thing that moves in the backswing. So when I saw Bobby, he didn't like how the first move back, I went like this, because now that sets me up to get offsides and tilted around and down like this. Bobby really likes that. You look at John Rieger's swing, that's almost like the Bobby Lopez like prototype swing. Him and Craig Perks. Bobby really likes this and staying behind. And I get a little off side. So that's a guy I would like to interview a lot. John Rieger. He used to be on the PGA Tour because he now teaches lessons, I think in Nevada or something. I want to send him an email. Good comeback. Stick with it and trust it, says Steve Nita. Mark Hillier says a couple things. I played there twice last week, and the green speed is one fast, and then the next is slow. Next, I went back in April. On some of your videos, your setup looks like it's changed a little since I'm not doing flamingo drill. Might be an illusion, but with the changes, it looks like your arms are further from your chest. A lot of people thought I was kind of reaching for the ball in that video. It's something to think about, but I don't think it's like standing. I don't think I'm standing way too far from the ball. Two different people thought I should do a swing analysis of some of you guys on here. If I could get the live screen where you guys could see my computer screen at the same time, I would do that. Okay, just curious, what's the rationale behind this drill? Aren't you exaggerating the down move in your downswing, which causes you to be even more steep? So many people are obsessed with this steep and shallow in the downswing. It's like, it's something that happens. It's not something to do. So like if my hand's the shaft, they want to see it shallowing. You know, they all think like in an A-swing way, it goes up and then shallows. This is what they want to see. And when you guys see me swinging back and then around this thing and this, I'm not thinking about going steep to shallow. That might be happening. I'm not thinking about it. What I'm thinking about is going straight back, and then in order not to hit that gear tie, I'm using my hand speed to get in front of it. If I start spinning with my body, because my arms are on top of all this stuff is on top of all this other stuff. So if I'm not doing anything with my hands, but if I start to move my lower body just a little bit too early and do nothing with my hands, see, it looks like I'm independently taking my hands and going like that. So I want to be here and get the arms working in front of me, because if I put 1% effort, if I put say 1%, let's just say 10% effort into moving my hips, that is going to be kind of like a force multiplier that, see, like just like if I move the hips just a little bit, 10%, it's moving my arms a lot. So plus two, so the hands, if they're that much further away from the center of your body, they have to move really fast in order just to keep up, just to be in sync. If you think about, Tony always says this, Tony Lucek from Reactionary Golf always says that if there's, you know, the Blue Angels are flying and the inside plane is staying there and the outside plane says, what's the relative speed of the outside plane to the inside plane just to stay in formation? If they were going the same exact speed, it would look like this. But the outside plane has to go much faster just to keep. That's the idea. That's why I think my hand speed, and I've been on K-Vest and other things like that that show these waveforms, you know, of what's moving. and my hands too slow. They've always been too slow. And my body's been very fast. So I just need faster hands. All right, 2 tips. First one that Crust Bear says, to get the swing path more from the inside, my pro told me to feel a very flat backswing. All right, especially with the driver. No, it's not going to help me. I'm sorry, it's not going to help me. All right, that was the purest shank ever. Golf is hard. Yeah, that was. That was. All right. Thanks for posting the good with the bad. Keeps it feeling real. Okay, after hitting a bad shot, just forget about it because there's nothing you can do about it. That's way easier said than done. Your 9-footer for par was to nitpick. All right. If that putt on the first hole of my disaster round was 6 feet, then I should go to the NBA because I'm 8 feet tall. It was each step is 3 feet, and it was just under three steps. All right, don't fight yourself. Some of the best golfers of all time took the club way inside, got way across. I don't mind getting across the line. Getting way across the line at the top, but then dropped it into the slot. You naturally are an across the line player. I'm fine with that. I just do not like that under, because getting the club under, this is why I don't like being under, because I wouldn't care. If it's just a style issue, like Bobby Clampett says, it doesn't bother me at all. But it's not a style issue. It's a function issue why I don't want to be under. If I go under, now stop right there, and I translate that to here, then that is behind my rotation. That is way stuck behind me now. And I'm gonna, if I just rotate, see how much I have to rotate just to get that club back to, in line with my body. But if I take it back and in line and stop there, see, that is really just right in front of me now. I don't want to tilt this way, but just to show you guys. So here, that is really a lot more in front of me and a lot easier to put on the ball. If I go under, turn towards you, it's so behind me. So that's what sets it behind me too much in my rotation. So I'm just like putting myself, when I do that move, I'm just putting myself behind the 8-ball real early. So that's the reason that I'm changing it. It's not like it's not because I want to look like Ricky Fowler or I want to look like anybody or I want to, it's just strictly a reason I want to do good. I need to clear my hips more, Skylar says. Oh, my hips are wide open in impact. And then they double stall and go, like I'm at a hip. Oh, I get that comment a lot, and I don't understand that. That's like that's a YouTube teacher thing. There's a YouTube teacher that teaches that. All right, the biggest hurdle would be the mental challenge. I'll play worse before I play better. See, I never believed that you have to play worse before you play better. It's one of the things I liked about Hank Haney is like if you do your changes correctly, kind of in pairs, you shouldn't have to play bad to play better. All right, but don't resort to old bad habits and trust in your swing. It'll come. Thank you, Kevin Boswick. Thank you. All right, I like you put your ups and downs here. Looking forward to your progression. Keep on battling coming inside myself and working on adding more with going straight back instead of inside and coils the body up. And all right. I'm looking for stuff. Basically, what I'm looking for is like, all right, there's what happens in the golf swing, and the arms go, the hips go first, then the thorax, then the shoulders, then the arms finally, and then the club head. That's what happens. And there's all these different things that happen, like that should happen in a good golf swing. Your hips should be more open, your shoulder shouldn't open up. Like all these different things happen, or like the shaft shallows. Those are all like I put that on the list of things that happen in the golf swing. And I'm not really looking for a list of what should happen in a good golf swing, or you don't do this or you don't do that, because that's what happens in a good golf swing. What I'm looking for over on this side would be things to do. So this is the difference between what happens and then like an actual motor control thing, an actual motor control instruction of what to do. So it's like I understand what should happen in my golf swing, but I'm not that interested in what should happen in my golf swing. I'm very interested in different motor control things to make the good things happen. Because just knowing, like, you know, like my wife could tell me that was over the top, or that's a line Tony always says, but you know, anybody could tell you like, oh, that was over the top, or that was too steep, or you hit that fat, or you went off sides. I mean, that's not there's no skill in seeing that at all. But this side here on the motor control and the things, the instructions to give your brain to make the good things happen, the better things happen in your swing. That's the magic of getting better. And that's what I'm looking for. No, I don't try to hit a fade, Colin. But I do sometimes. You know, a lot of my best shots this week have all been fades, but really long, like powerful fades, kind of like VJ Singh 2006 fades. I'd have to say. All right, let's go through this some more. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for almost like if I was a computer, and I'm looking for just different lines of code to get my machine firing a little better. And it's funny because a lot of teachers and other people would tell me like, oh, you're really close, you're really close. I feel like a million miles away sometimes. All right, what worked for me was hitting on a grass driving range. I hate practicing on the grass. I just hate it. Always having to get reset. I don't mind it if it's on like a pure grass range where the grass is pure, but like here in Long Beach when they're off the grass, it's most of the time it's like you're always in some kind of a hole, and then I can't really get my station set up. I just don't like, I like being able to get kind of a rhythm going, and the mats are good for that. Although hitting off the mats is a lot less healthy for me. Hurts my wrist here, hurts my elbow, my shoulder. Hitting like hundreds and hundreds of balls a day, it's like that rebound kind of hurts. How did I like the Truvis ball? I like that Truvis ball a lot. All right, I make the club look heavy. That's float loading, I guess. You're coming over the top way too much. This is, your right shoulder moves out vertically too quick. How can something move out vertically? You mean horizontally, I think. Too quick instead of moving down. Therefore, you either pull it or slice it. And sometimes, as bad as on the long par 3, it was not a shank. It was a shank. There's a mark on the hosel. Why are you telling me that it wasn't a shank? All right, you have to give your club more time between transition. Lower it a bit. Your transition is way too quick. And as I said, without any club lowering sequence. So you're saying here, and then something's got to lower you. There's all these pieces. I don't need all these pieces. You guys are going to like what I'm working on now. It's working nicely. Let me stick with Benji's Bajarni's. This is a maybe I had to guess. I'd say, where is, I think, Finnish name? Bajarni and Arson. I think Finnish, maybe Swedish. Wait. No. Where's Nokia from? I would say it's that. If you don't agree with this analysis, then just watch your bad shots in slow motion. Also, you have to give a change proper time. Yeah, months. Shorten my swing and swing slower. A shorter, slower swing. I'm not that long that I can afford to give up that much distance. I do want to shorten my swing, though. I notice that I'm in really good positions, and then I keep going and start to get in some really bad positions, and then try to reestablish stuff. So I do want to get my swing shorter. I think you are an outside in swing today, but keep playing through it. Thanks, Jess, for Jamie said that. My new driver. I don't like that driver, that M1. I need to return it. I don't like it. I love the grip that I have on there. I'm going to put that back on my Callaway and stick with my Callaway. Okay, why not use the little red prop on these practice rounds? I did for the second half. Adam Lundgren. Brenda, good video. You're a pretty good player. And it shows what happens to your game when you make a significant swing change. It's not grooved. Just prior to your shot, you don't know. That's why he said, that's why I avoid playing. Oh, hey, Phil. I just got to your comment. So let me say hi to the guys who are live in the room right now. Hey, Andrew, Phil, Kevin, Camilo, Bulldog, Chris, Andrew, Woo Kim, and everybody else. Hey, B, I have a very similar problem to yours in my swing. Try to practice a pause at the top to get the transition in sync and hopefully help the club fall into the slot. And slower swing, agree. Okay. I want to hit it like I want to swing insanely fast, like down here. But I guess slower tempo and then a lot of speed here rather than quick. Quick can sometimes be slow, and slow can sometimes be quick. You know, like Ernie Els in his prime, you know, he's swinging 118, 117, probably 115. You know, it looks like he's rocking a baby to sleep. Suddenly, just because you had a bad round, everybody on YouTube is an expert. Yeah, but I appreciate it. I like that inner monologue, just like the tragic hero in a Shakespearean drama. Yeah, say Benny Frank III is calling me like a drama queen. Tony said to keep it 1 outside, but at 1609 at P2, you were about 15 degrees sucked inside. Yeah, so that drill really helped. I don't know. Sarcasm doesn't come through on a message, so I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm not trying to suck it inside. I'm trying to take it 0 degrees down the line, straight down the line this way. But it's always coming in a little bit, so it's difficult. I like it. I think you were grinding it out. Good job, Michael says. Look at the pros at a tournament. They will slow practice swings and pose in positions like position. That's some of what I'm trying now. I feel like you have the right idea to get your swing on playing outside takeaway, but you aren't hinging your wrist up. You end up folding your right arm too early, like this lawnmower move. I've been struggling with that too. Basically, like right off the ball. You guys watch my right arm. This is like the first thing that happens. So I'm going to get a lot more this, like putt to P2. This. I'm going to get more of this in my swing and less of this. So I'm going to go here and then here and then kill it. And then transition and then kill it, I guess. Oh, boy. All right, Chris Torres digs my swing. Thank you, Chris. He's live in the chat right now. All right. Why did you think you would take it? All right, Craig says that's Craig Huddy. Why do you think you would be able to take the new move to the course after so little practice? You guys don't see all the practice I do. You guys see 1%. I practice an insane amount of time. Look at Tiger. How long did it take him to groove the new move? Love the vids, but feel like you jump around looking for fixes from different coaches too much. Pick a coach and one fault and fix. See, you guys think that I'm jumping from like this person's thing to that person's thing to this. No, I'm not. I'm not jumping all over the place. But unlike if you guys heard, like I just have the spigot on as far as swing thoughts. I just tell you guys every thought I'm saying on the golf course, even if it comes in my head, and not only what I'm thinking, but like where that thought came from, like originally who taught me it or whatever else. And it comes off seeming like I'm just piling all these different things, but it's just, you know, that's what my brain is like in anything. So I'm not going to change it for golf. So Martin Chuck said something that I thought was really interesting, and it's the one thing I wanted to interview him about. And he said he would do an interview with me, but I think there's maybe corporate reasons that he never followed through on this. But he said that getting better in golf isn't about like sticking with like one thing that you're doing all the time. Getting better at golf is just layering techniques on top of each other, layering. And then, you know, and then trying things, sweeping away, trying another thing. Okay, this really worked, but it only worked on the range. This really worked, but it didn't work, you know, every time I got under pressure. Just layering. That's where, like, if there was a fountain of youth, you know, golfers would be 300 years old and just amazing because you can just keep doing that. And if you have this constant improving attitude, you know, that's why I'm never afraid to hear somebody's golf swing idea. Like, it's not going to nuke my golf swing. I'm just open to whatever. All right. Thank you, Andrew and Carmelo. All right. Feeling like my right elbow never folds in the backswing helps my inside takeaway. Right elbow, like, yeah, I've tried that before. Like, it never folds. Yeah, that works some a little bit. It will fold, but it doesn't feel like it does anything. That's a good tip. No, I'm keeping my brain the same. You look like your bad swings were when you were turned your upper body through too early. Yeah, I know. The better swings, you waited for the arms. Yeah, but how? Thank you, Ian Wallace, but how? And then he said, start with pitching and get that right as the short game magnifies the faults for sequencing. Yeah, so I have seen this. The more I practice my short game, the better other stuff gets. The more, so if I practice my short game a lot, my long game gets better. But if I practice my long game a lot, my short game just gets worse. So really, I should, you know, it's just the old adage. I should be practicing my short game a ton. But that's, you know, that's for like a full-time golfer. I practice as much as I can with that. Yeah, Phil, let's practice. That'd be fun. All right. Okay, so I'm done. I'm done reading comments here. Let's go to the live. Let's go to your live comments now. Got a massive 38 people watching. Okay. Carmelo, I don't know if I can see. I can't click on your YouTube channels to see your swings. Okay, so if you guys have any questions for me now, even if you wrote it on the chat before, I don't want to go through, like, go backwards through the comments. So ask any questions or make any comments you want now, and we'll go through them right now. All right, Hole in One Golf 48 says, I feel like you are very technical when it comes to your golf swing, whereas I am the complete opposite. For me, it's all ball position, and I don't really know if it's good. I guess it all depends on your scores. Hole in One Golf 48, are you happy with the scores you're hitting? I mean, I got to be me, right? If all people have asked me, like, hey, why don't you just, let me pause these comments for a second. Hey, why don't you just go out there and don't think at all, just play golf. The ball goes like this. If I do that, I just spray it. So if I just try to play brain dead golf, I just spray it. Yeah, I don't think there's anything bad in like using your brain as something to help you. Okay. Okay, I'd like to see a down the line video of you throwing an old club down at a target. Yeah, Radon, that's exactly what the drill, that swing coach thing is supposed to help you do without having to throw the club, you know, because it slings the ball straight down the range, the swing coach. Because the guys who invented that really hate this move here. So if this is my through swing, they really like to see this and not, which is in vogue right now, this. See, if I do this, the club that you're talking about would be going over that way. So they wouldn't want to see me go straight down range. All right, David Quinones, what is your, do you need, I didn't quite get it yet. I don't know if you're talking to me. Were you the one who tried to send it? You kept pulling, right? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about, David, if you want to make another comment. Okay, so I guess it's where, okay. I'm only one away from 25,000 subs. Yeah, I today, like, I went over 25,000 subs, a couple over 25,000 subscribers, and actually, I think on my stats, which are different than what you guys see, they're more up to date. Yeah, somebody. So yeah, 24,999. Where did I? There we go. Yeah, so this is like the 25,000 subscriber special. That last video I did with the wedges, I wasn't that happy with that. Do you feel like your wrists are lazy in your takeaway? You look close to me. No, I don't really feel like they're lazy. I feel like they're really active. They're really spinning this way. I just wanted to be this, and I feel real active actually in all different ways. Well, I went from a 14 to a 3 handicap in a matter of a year. Good job, all in one. And you did all that just by concentrating on ball position. That's awesome. I want to be more streamlined and simple in my brain. Certainly when I'm playing my best, I'm that way. But I can't force it. I can't be like playing bad, and then I start to just think super simple, and then I start playing good. It doesn't work like that. It's like I start playing good, and then everything really starts being simple. What's your thoughts on Scotty Cameron's new line of putters? Let's look them up. Putters, Scotty Cameron. I don't like Scotty Cameron putters at all. So I don't know the new line, what you're talking about. All these look pretty basic to me. I just don't, I don't know. Scotty Cameron said it. I'm not interested in that. I love their head covers, but that's about it. Yeah, what's my current miss? Yeah, it would be a pull and a shank. Okay, did you get fitted for your Shrixine irons? Yes, I did. Did you start hitting a consistent fade? I need to learn consistency. I'll shoot 71, the next day 78. I just need to be more consistent. Yeah, that's me. That's you, me, and everybody. I guess that'd be if you're struggling with consistency, I would say it's short game and driver. If you hit your driver good and your short game's good, it's really impossible to be inconsistent. All right, you look tense in your swing. Try to be more relaxed. It just looks that way. Okay, thank you. Joe Dow. Is that Joe Dow from Skylinks? All right, what's your handicap? My handicap now is 1.5, 1.5. But my handicap is hard to track because I play almost 0 18-hole rounds. Like I said, I was playing really well before I started making the swing change, but I was just shanking, and I couldn't stick with it. I couldn't leave what I was doing alone. Is what I mean. My buddy went from not shooting below 100 to shooting 81. Later, all right, do you think the bent left arm at the top of the backswing affects the timing on the downswing? No, I don't think so. I like having that arm kind of relaxed or bent. Maybe it should, the one thing I have thought about with my bent left arm, I want to ask Tony about, is if it's bent, if it's straight, see, it stays more in front of my chest here. I can't make it straight anyway. And if it's bent, then effectively it's behind me in rotation. So that's something, and I've been fighting with the club being too far behind me in rotation. So I think it's more about getting more wide this way and less of this cranking like this, and getting more wide this way rather than any tension or straightening in this arm. This I don't want to do. Are you ever going back to a 3-wood? If you are, which one are you considering? No, I'm not thinking about going back to 3-wood at all, unless I start playing different courses. The courses I play, like I hit that 3-wood like 270. So the if I hit it good. So the courses I play, I don't need anything more than that. All right, I try to have a clear picture of the ball flight and target when playing around. Takes out some of the mechanical thinking. Radon says, "Thank you." Maybe I will try that. I will. I'll do a vlog. I'll call it a caveman vlog. I'm just gonna be thinking about target, and that's it. I do have no thoughts. I'm just, there's the target. I'm gonna hit to it, and I'm really gonna try. I have 0 thoughts, and we'll just take it for what it's worth. And maybe it'll be the best round of my life. Who knows? Brendan, you feel a big difference between the Titleist wedges you used to have and the Cleveland ones. Yeah, I do feel a difference. I like the Cleveland wedges on full shots way more than the Titleist wedges. And I like them on I like the Cleveland wedges on the little like chip shots that like you really want to like put a lot of zip on and stuff. The Titleist wedges felt a little softer off the face for the little delicate touch shots around the green. And I really hate chipping the ball or pitching the ball and seeing it go too far past the hole. Like I don't mind if it slow rolls to like, 7 feet, but it's like comes up a little short. But to see it scream past it 7 feet really bothers me. So I really like a softer face on those touch shots around the greens. So, but the Cleveland wedges are so much better on the full shots that I would rather have that. So it's almost like yeah. So I mean, and you got to pick one. So yeah, I like the Cleveland wedges better. And because I feel like once I get used to a little bit head heavierness of the Cleveland wedges, I think I'm going to be better with those. What was your first complete set of irons? That was I think it was a Callaway something. I had the Nike Sumo irons. No, Nike Slingshot was, I didn't have those, but they were like my dream irons when I first started playing golf. The Nike Slingshot. And then I had some Game Improvement Callaways. I forget the name of them, but I like those. Just started golf and practicing in Hartwell. Oh, what happened to the chat? There you go. Love the vids. All right, thank you, Brian. Brandon, what do you think should start the downswing? I think the arms should start the downswing. Because I know that that's not actually what happens, but I believe you should be telling your brain arms first. That way you can get everything in sync. Because if you think hips first, which is actually what happens, then you're going to get so much hips first that your arms are going to be left behind. Because of this, you need to think arms first. It's an arm first feel, I think. All right. It's good to, this chat is poor. It's good to think of your shot from the flag backwards and then to kind of visualize it backwards. Yeah, that's that thing that going to the movie stuff that Nicholas used to do. Still does, I'm sure. I noticed you were steep, but you don't spin the ball that much. Why is that? Because I am steep too, but my ball spins way too much. 7-iron spins close to 9,000. We don't really get steep. You don't get a lot of that much spin from like hitting down on the ball. You get a lot of spin from the connection you're making with the ball. So you want it to be down, but like you're gonna get a lot more spin if it goes like this and then climbs up the face and goes. If you get it straight down, it's gonna just be kind of glancing and like a pop up. But that's gonna spin it there. So those guys like on the PGA Tour, gonna be like 4 degrees down with an iron, and me and a lot of other players are more like 7. It's just not going to spin it that much. If you have basically you will get, if you have shaft lean and you're hitting pretty shallow, if the shaft's leaning forward through impact and you're hitting like 4 degrees down or 3 degrees down on like a 7-iron, you'll get the kind of spin you want. How to get that shaft lean and shallow attack. Now that's the secret of golf. That's difficult. Brendan, do you remember the videos that I sent you last year on Instagram? It's changed so much. You'd have to send it to me because I don't know your Instagram name. But I would remember. I remember basically everything when it comes to golf. All right. Have you always had the problem on your takeaway? Yes. Or has it been a recent part of your swing? Seems like you got a lot of the golfing machine in your swing. Yeah, that's right. The first 6 years that I was golfing, I went to golfing machine instructors and learned that entire system. Have you thought about the setup for impact golf swing? It's similar to Mo Norman's swing. Setup for impact golf? No, never heard of it. A YouTuber called Kirk Young shows how to do it. May quiet your body down. Nah, I don't feel like learning that. I'll check it out. I mean, I'll check out anything. Okay, let's see if I can get it. All right, love watching the golf vlogs. Congratulations on 25,000 subscribers. I guess this is the 25,000 subscriber special. Dat Fan says, a fan from Vietnam, thank you. I have a question for you guys that has nothing to do with golf. The guy from Vietnam made me think of this. Is anybody out there doing BitConnect? It's just, if you know what that is, say yes, or let me know if you're doing it or if you're considering doing it. It's something that I've been doing. And it's crazy. But it's real big in Vietnam. Okay, all right, what are you working on for the hips going in first? Oh, that's what I want to get to now. All right, so I didn't tell you guys, so we went through all the comments on the disaster round and everyone's comment. All right, this is what's been working for me, and this is now, I've simplified down to what I need to be working on and what I need to be thinking throughout the swing. Okay, so what I want to do is, you guys know the positions of swing, P1, P2, P3, etc., all the way to P7 and impact. So what I want to do now is I want to take my, excuse me, I'm going to take, oh, I have a club here. I know there's never a club very far away in my house. All right, so what I want to do, this is what I'm working on. I want to go to P2 like this, get the club about like that at P2, where the club face, see, it's about parallel to my body and pointing straight at the continuation of the plane line. So I want to get to P2 without bending this very much and with a little bit of this. So I want to get here. Then I want to go to the top, and all I want to think about from P2 to the top is just getting back to P2 again, which is P6. So I want to go here, and I want to get back to that position again. And when I do that, I want to do that with my right arm. I basically want to take my right arm and put it back on P2, which is actually position 6. So I want to go here and then go. That's basically the entire swing. Then from here, I can fully react to that and let the body and everything go like super hard. But basically, that's it. The main thing I want to get rid of now is I want to get rid of this right here. Here, and where I'm like this, and then I go. See this little loop there up at the top? I want to go here and straight to P2 again without any of this looping up at the top. So it's just here, through there, and back there again, and smash it. So it's an arms first feel, back, right. And really all I'm thinking about is, let me hit that perfect P2 position here. Let me hit it again and smash the ball through. And I was hitting pretty good. Those 2 shots I just put up on Instagram today, BB_golf show. Those are the shots that's what I was thinking of, those shots. And it actually just concentrating on P2 and then coming back to P2 again really shortened my swing a lot, like I want to. All right, Henrik Stenson doesn't do one move first. They all begin simultaneously. Yeah, good for Henrik Stenson. I mean, that's all together. And eventually I'll get there, but right now I gotta, in order from the top to keep everything synced, I gotta feel arms first. All right, for long putts such as 40 to 50 footers, how far do you take the putter back, or is it a feel sort of thing? It's a feel sort of thing, but it is a length of stroke. You know, that's how you vary your distances. You make your swing longer or shorter. All right, all well and good to intend to remove swing thoughts and just imagine ball flight, but I get the impression you are an analytical person. That's just how you work and learn. Yeah. Yeah, and there's been guys with my personality type that have been great golfers. So I started late, you know, I was like 24 when I learned how to play golf, or started playing golf. Have you tried? No. The Genghis takeaway. No. It's basically a one piece takeaway, and that's really difficult. Almost impossible for me to just basically, when I do that total one-piece takeaway, I get very disconnected from where the club face is. I can't feel where the club face is. I need something to. Are you ever going to come to Oahu, Hawaii? Yeah. We actually have two, Skylar. We have these two guys, the Parducci family, are real big fans of Be Better Golf, and they live on Oahu, I think. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they live on Oahu. And they came out to our Be Better Golf School in Virginia, and we were talking about doing a school in Hawaii. All right, I really don't like arms first, but I'm no pro. No, because it won't make sense to you, because the arms don't go first. It's not something that happens. It's something to feel and to do for me. You know, and I think most people, almost everybody, is going too hard with the body in transition. All right, can you do a video where we send you clips of our drives or shots and you give us advice on one of these live vids? Sure. I live in Oahu and would love to play with you. Yeah, that'd be fun. Oahu. I don't know too much about it. I would love to start traveling with the channel more and start playing with people. What golfer would you like to imitate? Tiger Woods in the year 2000. I would like to imitate him. As far as golfers that are active now, because of my body type and stuff, I've always liked Charles Schwartzel a lot. I really like Jonathan Vegas, and because of the stuff that he talks about, it's basically the exact same stuff that I'm working on. He's trying an arms first feel and just letting the body react to that. Liu stays doing the same thing, but I really like Jonathan Vegas' swing. That's it. Let me know when you want to come. Don't be surprised, Skylar, when I show up at your door in Oahu. I've done that to a couple people that are fans of this channel. San Francisco and Mississippi and Virginia. All right, my dad is a member at Riviera, and I was wondering if he wanted to come because my friend said he can't make it. I need a twosome, so I need someone. Yeah, dude, let's do it. That's fun. Which day? Send me an email. contactbebettergolf@gmail.com. That'd be fun. All right, this live stream is very cool. You should do a live stream with Monty. Monty and I used to do a live stream every Wednesday, but it was very difficult to arrange. All right, what are your weak shots? My weak shots are my weak shots. You know, the just weak fades that don't go anywhere, that have just slappy feeling contact, no squish. All right, have you always had the problem on the takeaway? Yes. I just got a GoPro and saw my drive, and the club looked crazy at impact, but the ball went straight and long. Yeah, that's because on the GoPro it scans from bottom up. You know what I mean? Like, so the image is older on the bottom than it is on the top, so it'll make your driver look like a crazy U and stuff because it's doing this thing called progressive scan. It's not a universal, like if you look at, and then basically all modern cameras do that. They scan from bottom to up. You know, it builds the image like this, like. So really, the best golf images are like Hogan and those guys. You don't see quite this much stuff happening in the swing because that was a film that would hit the emulsion or the actual film all at once. The light would come onto the image all at once and build the image like that. And today, it's electronic. It goes zips like this, kind of like when you would look at the internet in like 1998 and you'd load a picture and it'd be like that. That's what's happening, only really fast, and that's the rolling shutter effect. All right, love the videos you did with David Heinen. Great instruction insight. Has one of the most balanced and powerful swings I've seen. Yeah, he's my son's teacher. David teaches Xander. And he's got a great swing. I don't want to play a lot more golf with David. He's just so busy. He's like, David got on this ranking as one of the top junior country teachers in the country. And since then, he's just been slammed, which has been great to see him have such great success. He's a great teacher. But I want to get him out on the. He's got really good thoughts about the mental game and playing through around the golf. And I really want to get him out on the course of that. Your vid with Alaska about Jack early release was incredible. Can you share some more insight about that session? Just basically, like he was saying that Jack Nicklaus is just confused when people would say to him, would say, "Oh, you have such powerful legs and you're great leg drive, and you're really building all this power with your legs." And Jack would be like, "I'm not doing anything with my legs. Jack's like, I'm not telling my legs to do anything. If that's happening, that's something that's happening. But no, Jack is trying to throw it all out, just at the top and just throw it all out hard. And, you know, if the legs were reacting to that, maybe. But even though you see the Nicklaus, you know, really like torquing and those big powerful legs are like pumping and moving, that's not what that's happening, but that's not what he's telling himself to do. That's what I got out of that conversation with Alaska. Sorry, what shots impact your score most negatively? Yeah. I would have to say, gosh, I mean, maybe I should do more statistical analysis of this. I would have to say my score is most negatively impacted by right now, I mean, by the one or three shots per round that are just truly awful. And you know, I would have to say like bad tee shots get me into worse trouble than anything. You know, just gets me started off bad. I don't know. Right now, I don't have a ton of love for many parts of my game. Okay, have you ever tried to reach out to Rick or Peter Finch or Mark Crossfield to do a golf log? No, I haven't. No, I haven't. I would. You know, I definitely would. I would really like to play with Mark Crossfield. He seems fun. I'd like to play with Rick and Peter as well, but yeah, Mark and his friends like Coach Rory and those guys, like I would like to go out with all those guys. It'd be fun. Jack wasn't confused. No, I didn't say Jack was confused. He knew exactly what he was doing. He was just like, smashing it. You know, he knew what he was trying to do, and he wasn't trying to do that leg stuff. All right, Carmen says, all right, David and somebody else have a conversation. All right, how do you beat the last 3 to 4 hole energy slack? Maybe you don't get it, but I sure do. I know what you're talking about, where you basically you're like real low energy. Then that's probably your blood sugar, honestly. And there's a perfect golf snack if you go to Kodiak Cakes, which is it's a pancake mix that has protein powder mixed in it. They make on their box they print out like how to make their bars, and if you make one of their bars, you know, like make them in a baking pan and like take these things in Ziploc bags, it's the perfect snack for the golf course because it's got some sugar, but it also has some protein, and you mix in flax meal and other stuff to it, or chia seeds, like hearty things, and it'll keep you going. Make sure you're hydrated. And then and be aware of it. Just like, hey, I know these last couple holes are coming up and my energy is going to start to sink lower, you know, get pumped up. I know Michael Campbell at the US Open, when he won it in whenever, Pinehurst against Tiger, he took a tee into the porta potty, and because he could feel that like he needed some insane focus to try to win this golf tournament, and he just stared at the tip of the tee for like 90 seconds, like as intensely and like kind of like a Maori pumped up rugby team way. Just really stared at the tip of this tee and got himself in the zone. All right, have you seen Rory's golf? It's funny. I don't know how he's a 7 handicap. Yeah, he's funny. Mark Crossfield had a good vid on wrist today. Okay. I don't watch many of their videos. I watch the vlogs more than anything. My energy boost is closest to the pin. Chugs a beer. Promise you. You will see some of the best shots of the day. Yeah. All right, the closest to the pin has to chug a beer. That would be good. I would be wrecked. I'm a real lightweight. I can't handle anything. Steven Ziegler says mental focus. All right, why don't you play in tournaments? Yeah, I'm gonna get Eddie. I'm gonna start finding, once I get my swing more in order, I'm gonna start finding some pro tournaments to play in, because I'm not allowed to play in amateur tournaments anymore. So I'm gonna start playing in some of these super mini tour things. All right, guys, I have a crazy weekend this weekend, because I'm watching all the kids, both my kids, all week, just me, and it's gonna be fun. Tomorrow, I'm gonna try to play 9 holes of golf, and I'm gonna do this thing that Eddie was talking about, where I'm gonna just practice on camera. I don't know how interesting that is, but I'm gonna put this whole journey of me trying to rebuild my swing. I mean, I'm still doing the reactionary golf stuff exactly. I mean, all it is getting even deeper into like the real reactionary golf stuff, you know, which is setting it, using the right arm, letting the body freely react to all of that, squishing it. If you go to bebettergolf.com/premium, and you can see building your reactionary golf swing. It's basically like I've been going back and looking at those videos and talking to Tony and getting swing analysis from him and stuff like that. So that's all I've been working on. And all right, so if you want to find a super mini tour, go to bluegolf.com. Yeah. All right. Part of any golf clubs? No. I was, before I had kids, or when I only had one kid, I was part of the Eldorado Men's Club, but I stopped that just because I have no time on the weekends. Fridays are my only day for golf, and then I have time to practice throughout the week. But I play one day for playing golf. Okay, guys. Thanks for watching, everybody. That's the end of this very long live stream. I don't know if I'll make this public. I'll probably make it public. I'll give that wedge video a little time to. Thank you very much for 25,000 subscribers. That's very cool. Thank you for clicking on this video and everything. If you guys have any personal questions or want to, connect with me personally, do contact bebettergolf@gmail.com. Check out the Be Better Golf short game scoring system, bebettergolf.net/scoring. It's really helped my short game. And check out Building Your Reactionary Golf Swing at bebettergolf.net/premium. 2 things that I'm really proud about that has been helping me a lot. The reactionary golf stuff, I mean, people ask me if I'm still on. Yes, totally. The thing about that is, like, that's the thing. I was trying all these different things. The reactionary golf swing stuff was the thing that actually, I was working on the channel for a while and got my handicap from like 3.1 to 3. No, I mean from like 3.8 to 3, improved some. But then with the reactionary golf swing stuff, that's what took me from a 3 to a 1.5. So that was just huge. That, and then also, like, no, really, it was just that, because it was down that low before I started the Tim Yelverton short game stuff. And then the short game stuff was the finishing touches for it. So really getting into it. All right, make 7 kids, train them all 7 hours a day, 5 days a week. The one who turns pro wins tournaments. You take 51% of the money. No, I don't want to do that. All right, guys. Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.